Name, image, and likeness have been changing the economics of collegiate athletics, as student athletes are now able to make compensation by doing commercial endorsements, appearances, social media posts, hosting camps, giving lessons, and other activities outside their schools. So, how would you choose to make money if you were a student athlete? Hey y'all, I'm Kaylee, and welcome back into this week's episode of Sports 101, where we catch up on current issues and recap noteworthy games. This week, we will be discussing the positive and issues around name, image, and likeness, otherwise known as NIL. On July 1st, 2021, NIL laws were passed to allow NCAA D1, D2, and D3 student athletes to be paid for their NIL. The difference is athletes are not being paid based on their performance on the field, but rather on the commercial side, such as social media and hosting camps. Trinity Thomas, a female gymnast from the University of Florida, talks about how NIL has allowed her to put her name out there and be recognized for her accomplishments. She said NIL has changed women's gymnastics for the better.
I think the most exciting part is kind of not feeling gated in, you can kind of just do what you love and try new things and kind of put yourself out there.
Another way college athletes profit from NIL is by giving lessons. They weren't banned from doing this before, but they couldn't mention their status as a collegiate athlete and promoting their services.
And so with the new NIL opportunities, I hope to be able to kind of organize a clinic and also do some camps, maybe even one of my own. So
some of the positives created by NIL include women making money too and not being left out of the picture as they were beforehand. Women have thrived in the NIL space, earning money and gaining a platform to advance gender equity in college sports and beyond. Another positive is athletes are choosing to stay in college longer than they have before, since they are now able to make some compensation. Before, when athletes left college, the majority would not continue their sport in a professional setting and make money. So now, college athletes are staying for as long as they can to make profits while they can. Leah Clapper, who is also on the women's gymnastics team at the University of Florida, said she has been able to do things she was not allowed to do in the past, and this new law has helped women's athletics tremendously.
I've been able to do some really cool things in the past few months since the rule change. I've gotten to work with some amazing brands.
Yasso Greek yogurt bars are one of my favorite mindful indulgences.
In comparison, some of the negatives are that NIL has made recruiting and the transfer portal a problematic thing for coaches to manage through. Schools can now promise their recruits and transfers NIL-related opportunities. Athletes are less inclined to choose schools with the best programs for their sport or the best environment for them. Instead, they may simply choose schools that offer them the best deals. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Sports 101. Make sure to tune in to next week's episode as we talk about the NFL draft and everything that came along with that. I'm Kaylee. See ya!